He's faring fairly well under the circumstances. He's obviously surprised and upset as well, but that's what we have to deal with.
What part of it surprises everyone?
Everything.
Why?
Everything in the ruling was very surprising to the defense.
Why?
Based on the evidence that everybody heard, and most of the reporters were there as well, I think it would be surprising to the reporters as well, the way that evidence came out and the apprehension of the evidence.
The video seemed to be the crucial point in the ruling. Is that a fair assessment?
I think that's a fair assessment, and there was we've bantered this back and forth for over 3 years in 2 different proceedings, and we've got one hearing which was successful for the defense, and this one which is inconsistent with that original hearing.
Is there any mode of appeal in this case?
There's always a mode of appeal that would go to the OCPC, which is the Ontario Civilian Complaints Police Commission, and that we've got 30 days after sentencing to consider that. But what we want to do is ultimately review the judgment and look at what grounds, if any, there are for appeal, and decide whether or not we're going to appeal.
The adjudicator talked about it would have maybe been a better idea to put this up to a different department or a higher command. Do you know why that never happened?
Well, I think that as you saw in the evidence, the Windsor Police Service, this was brought up to the senior command of the Windsor Police Service, and they seemed to think it was fine. It was an assault police. It happens in every police service in the country, and it's not uncommon for the same police service to be dealing with an assault police. The extent of the injuries were not known, as everybody knows. The extent of the injuries were not known and were never conveyed to the police till well after Dr. Abu Hassan left the confines of the police.
And outside of Van Buskirk, your client now is the only person to have any charges stick to him with regard to this matter. Do you feel like he's kind of taking the brunt of what happened and the discredit that went on the police force?
I would argue with your term stuck with the only conviction. So we'll wait to see what happens in relation to our review of the decision and to see what our appellate grounds are going to be.
We were told that police procedures within Windsor Police have now been changed and altered as a result of what happened in the case of Dr. Abu Hassan, and I'm wondering if that is something that you would look at in terms of an appeal?
I will. I'll leave that to the Windsor Police Service and their spokespeople. I don't want to comment on what they've done internally in relation to that.
But the fact that there were changes made subsequent to the incident, does that have any impact on this case?
I don't know. I have to review the decision first before I can really answer that question appropriately.
And as to the penalties, do you have any sense of what the range might be?
Well, the range is always from a reprimand to, I guess, termination. But I really can't comment any further. I would doubt he's been working in the same capacity as the staff sergeant during this trial process. So he's certainly shown his usefulness as a police officer, and I cannot see the service ever looking for his termination.
Does your client want to talk to us?
No, he's dealing with some other issues, and he's quite happy to have me speak on his behalf.